Now, I just wish that he was a little more saying that they're pathetic on The View. He said that what they're doing is not working. But think about this. I mean, Stephen A. Smith is polling better than Kamala Harris.
He's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win.
They won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it, 89% of the counties shifted gets. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate.
How well do you sleep at night? Real peace of mind comes from knowing that your family is prepared for anything. Patriot Supplies, America's most trusted name in emergency preparedness, is offering a limited time discount on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. This isn't the typical survival food. Each kit provides over 2,000 calories and 100% of the recommended value of 12 essential vitamins and minerals daily for 90 days. With delicious meals and extras including chicken, beef, fruits, and veggies. Listen, we're talking quality meals that last up to 25 years in storage and still taste like they're home cooked. The pandemic taught us something real interesting, and is that you can see how quickly the stores and the shelves can be empty in an instant. So don't wait till the next crisis. Your 3-month emergency food kit includes free shipping, a disaster replacement warranty, and 24/7 US-based customer support. This special discount is available for a limited time only, so visit preparewithtatum.com now to secure your family's future with a $100 discount. If you order by 3 p.m., they'll ship your product within the same day, so you have peace of mind right now. So all y'all got to do is go to preparewithtatum.com. That is preparewithtatum.com. Stephen A. Smith went on The View. One day, I thought about this. I said, could I go on The View one day? And I said, I don't think so. It would be so hostile. I think that I would get frustrated and I'd be attacking people, not physically, but I'd be yelling at them. And I'd probably walk off the set. I'd probably call them a name and walk off the set. So I think that it's probably not conducive for me to go on The View, so I could just talk about The View. But I want to play the first clip of Stephen A. Smith. I guess they had the nerve to try to attempt to ask him or get his opinion about Donald Trump in the election. And here's what Stephen A. Smith had to say, wrote a clip.
Joy. So Trump's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever, and he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won the popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it, 89% of the counties shifted gets. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
Well, it's a different definition of a mandate, I guess.
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad.
Some people didn't
we should continue to do that. Don't continue to do that. Find a new strategy.
But do you think those groups, the black voters, the Latino voters, and the others that you mentioned, are they going to regret it soon?
Possibly. I think so. I don't like what I'm seeing from Trump. I didn't like what I saw with Zelensky. I didn't like what I saw with a few things. But in the end, I didn't like it. But
hold on a second.
But in the end,
Stephen A. be flip-flopping, boy. That boy flip-flopping like them shoes you wear on the beach. I know people like Stephen A. I know the spirit behind it is that he really want to come out and say what he said at the beginning and let that be that. But he don't want to end up on the side of saying that he support Donald Trump fully because he want to save him some grace with the people of the melanin. In reality, it is a mandate. Overwhelmingly, Donald Trump won. And it's not that he won in a fair balanced, reported election. They indicted him on like 30-some charges. He was facing prison time. All the way up to the election, people didn't know whether he was going to be in prison or not. They tried to assassinate him twice. Everything you hear is negative polling. He went through court case after court case after court case after accusation after accusation after bankruptcy. They said Mar-a-Lago was only worth $17 million. I think a lot just sold near Mar-a-Lago on 1 acre for like $200 million. It's insane what they did to him. And for him to win the popular vote, for him to win the Electoral College, every swing state, and like Stephen A. said, 80% of the county swung towards the Republican Party. That is astronomically a mandate. If that sentence structure is right. Y'all know I didn't take English was my favorite language. Was my favorite subject. But that was an incredible mandate. So for anybody to deduce that it wasn't, for Stephen A. Smith to backpedal and say, I don't like what I do with Donald Trump. I didn't like what I saw from Zelensky. We know what it is. Roll it.
Comes down to is this. The American people, in their eyes, it wasn't about him. They were voting against what the Democrats were throwing in their direction. I don't only talk to Cuomo. I did interview Eric Adams. I did interview Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. I interviewed these people. I've talked to them, and I'm going to talk to some more of them, too. And I'm going to say the same message. What are you doing to win? I love Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland. I love Josh Behar of Pennsylvania, okay? I just interviewed Cuomo. I like him a lot. I want somebody to step up and recognize that man in the Oval Office, whether you like it or not, is potent. He's coming and he wins. You got to find a way to beat him. This way is not the way that the Democrats have been doing it.
All right, let's get to the other clip. Hold on. This is all on The View, right? And it's The View and then the 2 supporting clips. Okay, let's go to the polling. And these are not clips from The View. These are other clips that he has. Roll it.
I think the fact that I am a candidate for the presidency of the United States of America, according to the polling for the Democratic Party, is the most clear-cut evidence of how pathetic of a state of affairs that exists within the Democratic Party today. I have no business being on that list whatsoever. I am not qualified, but it just shows how pathetic things are at this particular moment in time.
Now, I just wish that he was a little more saying that they're pathetic on The View. He said that what they're doing is not working. But think about this. Stephen A. Smith is polling better than Kamala Harris. He's polling better than Kamala Harris, and he's a TV show host guy. And he's polling at the same as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And I don't even know who Moore is. I never heard of that guy. Shapiro should have been the VP because he's a Jew. The Democrats don't like him. Y'all want to keep it real? Democrats don't like Jews. Democrats want Hamas to win. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but that's what the Democrats stand for. That's why when they floated out there that Shapiro was going to be the VP, they got so much backlash. They went with the corniest white dude in American history, Tim Walz, fake, stolen valor, trash, B-team gym coach. And they went with him. So the Democrats don't like Jews, and the Jew is the second person in the line of succession for presidency. The worst governor in American history with the most debt just started a podcast because he's an idiot. He's polling number 1. Stephen A. Smith is polling second to last. Let's go with the other clip of Stephen A. Smith talk about Byron Donalds. Roll the clip.
Irregardless of how you feel about him.
Irregardless. It's not a word.
I can take him.
Byron Donalds? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think, listen, I've watched him get interviewed. I've watched him speak. And although I don't like his flagrant support of Trump, where he shoves aside just anything that Trump has done, when you get into the weeds talking politics with this man about what conservatives offer compared to Democrats, I find it very difficult to imagine a Democrat in front of him being able to beat him on the issues, because I think he knows what he's talking about, and I think he speaks in a way that resonates with an audience. So he has the facts, he has inside knowledge about what takes place, and on top of it all, he has the personality where he's feisty enough to come back at you and resonate with a viewing audience. I don't see a lot of that on the Democratic side. Josh Shapiro, I think, is a star, has that kind of potential. He's entrenched in Pennsylvania as its governor.
You think Josh Shapiro, Byron Donald, who wins?
I think Byron Donald would probably win in a close fight with that. And just in terms of their styles and how they come at one another, I think Westmore is a wild card. I find Westmore to be elite and highly impressive. And he knows when to turn it on and when to dial it back.
Westmore has no weakness.
None.
No weakness. Now,
I've never heard of Westmore. Maybe because I'm not a Democrat. I've never heard of Westmore. We shall see who this Westmore person is. But none of these people, what'd you say? He's the governor of Maryland. Westmore, the governor. Oh, he's not the mayor of Baltimore. The Baltimore mayor is the other guy that I thought I knew. But the governor of Maryland, I think I've seen him on TV a couple of times. He has no chance of winning the presidency. I'm telling y'all this. If you black and you think you're going to win America, you have to have a unifying speech. You have to talk about how to build wealth. You can't be bashing millionaires for paying taxes. I mean, not paying enough taxes. You can't push LGBTQ. You can't do that this time around. Maybe last time. But you think you're going to be a black man that run for presidency and win, and you talking foolishness? You ain't going to get no white people from the conservative side. So that's a no-go. Unless this dude come out and he's Obama-esque, which means that he can articulate himself. He has a plan for America moving forward like Obama said he did. That's the only way some Westmore person. And Maryland is not that good of a place, right? That's not an up-and-comer. J.D. Vance, by far, in my opinion, is the best candidate for president. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. J.D. Vance is the best quality president. I mean, he's the vice president now, but he'll be the best quality president moving forward.